everyone, and welcome to the first episode of ACCA Unfiltered, the podcast where we ditch the textbook talk and get into what it's really like to be an ACCA student. Today's episode is all about one of the most important moments in any ACCA journey, the decision to start. What made you say yes? Why ACCA? And what were the reactions when you told people? Joining me today is someone who's currently walking that path. You may know him from Instagram as Adam Hakimi, that is ADHKMII, where he shares his student life, study vibes, and ACCA journey. Please welcome Adam Hakimi.
Hi everyone. Okay, nice to meet you guys today. Thank you, Shani, for inviting me today. So I want to introduce myself a little bit. So my name is Adam Hakimi. I'm an ACCA student currently in Intech Education College. I'm one of the active Yayasan Peneraju scholars, and I'm also part of the Josh My Fun Action and NGOs that empowering youth and do community and social project.
Nice, that sounds really impressive already. Let's get to know you a little bit better.
Okay.
Tell us something about yourself that your LinkedIn will never say.
I think it's a fun way to rephrase the question. If we can say that LinkedIn is a little bit formal, so I can say that one thing that I can share about myself is, aside from ACCA student, I'm managing 3 business at the same time. So I think that's the one thing I can share to you.
That's even more impressive actually. Okay, now let's bring it back to the beginning. What were your study options after SPM?
So before I go to what is my study options, I would like to tell about back to my school time. Before this, I'm in the SBP, Sekolah Berasrama Penuh, a boarding school at Kelang, College Islam Sultan Alam Shah, and I would say that a high reputation school. I got a good SPM result, and I have option to study abroad, to be exact, to the United States.
Wow.
In economics.
Wow. To the States. That's amazing. Then why did you choose ACCA?
Alright, so this is the fun part. Why do I choose ACCA instead going abroad? The first one is because I see that ACCA have a lot of values that suit my journey. Because like I said before, I'm managing 3 business. I really into entrepreneurship. So ACCA give me some values that I can apply what I learned to my business as well. Compared to if I go to overseas, it's good too. Their startup culture is really happening, but ACCA is more practical.
Practicality. Yeah. That's a smart way to go. Did people question your choice?
I think I want to define the people here. First of all, my closer relative like my parents, all of my relatives doesn't bother too much about my decision. All things that they care is what I really want to do, what I'm passionate about. But there is some people that questioning about my choice. It's actually my friends, because my friends seems like, Adam, why did you reject this offer? It's not like what you want from the very beginning, from the early of studies, and because they go to the overseas, but I didn't go. So they really ask me why.
Okay, but you stuck with your choice anyway. And do you know what your parents would have picked for you?
Personally, my parents didn't have any kind of specific preference for what I'm going to do. So they will just help me along the way. They will just support me. I mean, like before this, I didn't really into ACCA. But once I tell them that I want to continue with ACCA. They help me to research what I can do before taking ACCA. They will give the support. So that's my parents.
Very supportive parents.
Yeah, very supportive.
Very good. So you said yes to ACCA and now you're in it. Let's talk about what surprised you so far. What was something unexpected that made your ACCA journey even more exciting?
So for me, the unexpected part about ACCA is actually if I'm going to anywhere, like if in a conversation we usually introduce ourselves, blah blah blah. So once I tell people that currently I'm doing ACCA, I would say that I found some really valuable people. I mean, the people who know about ACCA is like a really good people, and they give me a good advice. For example, I get the Grab to go somewhere because I didn't have transportation. So when I discussed with them, I told them about ACCA. Oh, you are ACCA, it's really good. And then they start give me advice as well, because these people back before, people on industry. So I do some connection with them. So the networking is really, really valuable.
So it makes you special, more memorable.
Yeah,
So people were,
special.
you're doing ACCA.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. Right. So can you recall a moment that made you think, yes, this was the right choice. ACCA was the right choice for me.
Okay. I think this moment started when first start my first business. For an example, people usually people will study the thing theoretically. But for me myself, I'm a pragmatist people. I mean, what I learn, I need to do it right away. So when I in my ACCA journey, there's a lot of time. Like for an example, I learned financial business technology, the thing about theory in business, psychological, how to manage team. So when I learned about it, I found it like, this thing happened before. This thing has happened before. Oh, no wonder I face it like this. Okay, next time I will do it right away. So this is the moment I think ACCA is this is the yes moment lah. I think like, okay, I choose the right path.
That's good.
So I apply it in my business.
It's good to learn something in a classroom that you can actually apply.
Yeah.
That's very good.
It's really fulfill my heart.
Good to know that. So, what is one thing that is way harder or easier than you expected?
Okay, I think I will go to the easier part. The first one is, the easier part is ACCA is not as hard as you see or as hard as you heard out there. Because for me, when I go with the lesson plan, I manage my time well. I do some extra work, like not only in class, but I meet my lecturer after class. I ask for the consultation. So actually, it makes the ACCA journey more easier compared to what people say. And the harder part is,
If there's no harder part, even more fantastic for you, I think. Okay, so I guess for you, it's just easier than expected.
yeah, I think the expectation is more easier than the harder part.
Okay, good to know.
It's hard, but I already expect that.
You already expect it
Yeah.
to be hard, but you did it anyway, so it's kind of easier. So that's the
Yeah.
surprise for
Yes.
you. Now, after finishing your paper, I hear you have paper every 3 months or so.
Yes.
So after finishing a paper, what is your guilty pleasure?
In my 3 months journey for one paper, let's say in 3 months, I will face for a whole week one subject only. Let's take an example. Before the 3 months before, I go through text only. So imagine text for the whole 3 months. So you will really cramping all of it in your brains. Before that, for the 3 months, it's really intense. So I might say that you didn't really have a lot of time to do something you like. So my guilty pleasure actually is, I love to traveling. So after I have a lot of time, I go travel everywhere. It's not like some kind of fancy travel, like goes to overseas, but I can move a lot of places. Maybe in the state or another state, but I like to go anywhere I can.
So basically, right after you finish paper, you're just off somewhere
Yeah.
and everywhere.
Yes, that's the word.
All right. Now let's talk about the daily life, the grind behind the scenes, right? How do you balance life, study, work, and maybe even sleep?
For me, the most important thing in ACCA is time management. In one day, I would like to share about my one day, 24 hours. My classes is only 3 to 4 hours. If we can say there's not much consumed for the whole 24 hours. In fact, people who are work really consume that time 8 to 5. By us, like 3 to 4 hours. What we do after the classes is a lot more. For example, there are people that do a lot of revision, do a lot of past year question, a lot of consultation. For me personally, for my academics, maybe takes to 7 to 8 hours. So for the rest, I do like sports, 1 to 2 hours, and others I also do business. So I fill my time with that things. Like me personally, I'm not really into spending my time in bed or in my house because I really like to engage with other peoples. So I think that's my 24 hours.
Okay, it sounds like you have quite a good balance of studying, social life,
Yes.
and business even.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm guessing you don't sleep that much, maybe?
Maybe, but for me, it's enough.
Okay.
I'm still alive.
That's good. Now, what is the pressure like, right? And if there is any pressure, how do you deal with it?
Pressure like, okay, so for me, it's not just about ACCA, like, it's about anything you do in your life. I think I want to tell the reality. In the first place, many people will be so passionate, so excited to continue with ACCA, but they forget to set the purpose or your big why. Yeah, I know people sometimes really motivated, really want to do something, but how about people said in your hard time? In your hard time, you can rely on your motivation. You have no motivation or less, I could say. When there's hard time or good time, pressure will always same. Pressure is always there, but the hardest part is when in the hard time, and then comes the pressure. So how you deal with it? So for me, you need the big why. You need a purpose. Me myself, I have tell before. I want to build a business and I want to develop others. My big why is really big for me. Can drive me to do something or to continue this ACCA journey even though I'm really in the pressure. Otherwise, I can say you can find your support system.
Okay, I see. That's actually very useful. So really dig deep inside to look for your big why.
Yes.
And through tough times and even when the pressure is on, then you can really just focus, keep your head clear by looking
Yeah.
at that big why, yeah? You mentioned support systems, right?
Yes.
So is there any support system that you rely on?
So for the support system, my first and important support system is my family, to be exact. I would like to thanks to my parents, because my parents, even though we live distantly, because right now I'm at Shah Alam in Tech and my parents is in Cheras, so they really support me, will ask how I'm doing, anyhow they will give the resource if anything happens. That's my parents. And then my lecturers, my friends, they really concerned about our studies. And also my friends, like I said before, I am actively volunteer for Yosh My Foundation. There are a bunch of youth that want to do something impactful, like social project, community project, even business. So I would say that they have the same wavelength with me, the same frequencies, and we same a lot of common ground, a lot of things we shared together. When it comes to hard time, they really understand. This all of people is my support system lah. They make a support system. They are a part of support system.
Indeed, and to have such a good, reliable support system, you are indeed very lucky.
Yes.
When you're studying, and you study quite a lot, about 7-8 hours as you mentioned,
Yes.
I'm sure there are some times that you study late into the night. And when that happens, what's your most random late night study snack?
So I think there's a one word that not fit in this question. So the random, yes, late night study, but not literally snacks. Because why? So in my hostel, actually I live in an apartment. I rent there while studying, do other jobs. Because in late night, there will be a moment that you feel really hungry because you have squeezed your brain, your mind, really put the effort though. My late night, I will go to mama. Sometimes it's a snack, sometimes it's a feast. It's really depends on what day or what time. But I would say that for the ACCA student out there, choose your snack, choose healthy snack. Because you need to use your brain. So take the nutrition, a lot of nutrition, good nutrition.
Yes, fuel your body.
Yes.
And use it to study, I
Yes.
suppose. Alright, let's wrap this up with some advice and take a look at what's next, right? So, what is something that ACCA has taught you about yourself?
So for me, what ACCA taught me is to go out from the comfort zone. For me, like ACCA, it's not you need to do extra work. As an example, if you are studying in ACCA, for me it's not enough. You need to go connect with other people that are in industry, because you need to get their insight, because we need to realize that this a professional paper, not like other degrees or bachelor. I really do a lot of extra work lah. I connect with business person, I connect with CFO even, CEO even. So ACCA taught me to do the extra work and to have a really high determination to achieve what you want. Be really objective oriented person.
And if today you meet your younger self, what is the one piece of advice that you would give to your younger self?
You not pick a wrong path. I know that maybe before you want to go to the overseas, you want to travel to another new world, you want to see other people, you have that passion, and yourself right now is rejecting or not doing that decision because that is the right path. I wouldn't say the path before is the wrong one, but it is what happened and you must not regret it. Do what matters and do what you can control, because in the life you need to, life goes on and life goes on, and what you want to do is really happening right now. For example, back before, I really hate to do business, but when I have purpose, somehow this is my new forte that I didn't even realize. So my younger self, yourself right now is doing a really good job. Well done.
Well done indeed. Okay. And to someone that is hesitating to start ACCA, what is the one piece of advice that you would give that person?
There's a lot of people out there, my juniors, my parents, that ask me, is it really worth it to take ACCA? For anything you do in your life, any decision, do it with some research, do it with a really, really big why, like I said before, and then you decide. Because there are people out there who go to ACCA without clear purpose, without a big why. They're really struggling with it. I mean, there are people that have a big why but struggle with it. But for me, don't be hesitate if you have a really clear purpose and big why. When you have that, any struggle, any obstacle, you will go through it. Because there is hard time, there is good time. Life need to go on, no matter what time is that. Is it good? Is it bad? In fact, there is my friend that before in my school time, because I one of the people that really encourage my friend, let's go ACCA. We can make it like 3.5 years and then settle down. We have the works and then. But my friend is really afraid. But I convince him like, you can do better. And right now he is at Sunway. In fact, he advanced from me one paper and doing really well. So you need to discover yourself.
Yes, so if you listen to Adam's advice, you will do really well. Okay, and for you, 5 years from now, what's your dream job title?
So personally, at the first place, I go with ACCA because I really into entrepreneurship. But I realized that although I'm doing business right now, income-wise, I have income. But I want to take the experience on industry. So my plan is after I finish my ACCA, I will go to the Big Four for 3 years at least to get the CA Chartered Accountant. And right after that, I will pursue my dream to manage business. That is my plan.
All the best for your plan.
Okay, thank you.
I'm sure you can achieve it. Now, here's something just for us to get to know you a little bit better, right? So please finish this sentence for me. People think that I'm an accounting nerd, but actually I am...
Oh. So this is really interesting. Yeah, because before I really think accounting is nerd, but if me myself, people thinks that I'm an accounting nerd, but actually I am an opportunist. So where's the opportunist part? To be honest, before I think that ACCA is really about accounting, but when I have my purpose, I have my dream to be a business owner, I realized that ACCA have a lot of opportunity, have a lot of value. So that's why I'm position myself as an opportunist in this ACCA journey and not just an accountant only.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Okay, sure.
And so that's a wrap for our episode 1 of ACCA Unfiltered. Thank you so much again for being so real, for being so raw, and that's exactly what this podcast is about.
Yes.
So if you enjoyed this podcast, please make sure to follow us, share it with your study group, or tag us online. And if you're thinking about starting your own ACCA journey, head on over to accaglobal.com.my to learn more. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next episode. Thank you, Adam.
Alright, welcome Shini.